If you'd asked me 6 months ago what the weirdest part of working night shift at Costco was, I'd probably have said the empty store. It's eerie in the way abandoned places are eerie. Rows of towering shelves, humming lights, no footsteps but your own echoing on polished concrete. Peaceful in its own way, like being the only person awake in the world. But that was before the new demo program, before the packages started arriving with no origin, before we were told not to ask questions, only to smile and serve with purpose. My name's Eliza Dame. I work restock and sanitation on the overnight crew. Or I did. Everything started changing after corporate installed the demo pod. At first, it looked like any other kiosk, a sleek, glass-paneled counter with a prep station and temperature control. The sign above it said, "Premium Cut, Experience Flavor Evolved." We laughed about the name. Garrett joked it sounded like a hair salon. Michelle said it was just another failed gimmick to move leftovers. None of us expected what came next. The packages came in sealed black crates. No branding, no manifest. Inside, vacuum-sealed meat. Pale pink, odorless, cut into perfect cubes like it had never seen a bone. A few of us tried to scan them. Nothing. The barcodes didn't register. We flagged it to management. They told us it was part of a test program. High protein, ethically grown, lab validated, said the email. Not for employee consumption. Except, one night, after we finished cleaning the bakery ovens, Darnell popped one of the cubes into his mouth. He froze. His eyes welled up. "You good?" I asked. He nodded slowly. "Tastes like memory," he said. We laughed it off, but he kept coming back, sneaking cubes when no one was watching. Then Luis joined him, then Garrett. 2 weeks later, they weren't laughing anymore. They looked pale, sweaty, always hungry. Luis lost 18 pounds. Garrett started talking to himself. Darnell scratched at his arms so hard he drew blood. One night I followed Garrett to the freezer. He was talking to the meat. "No more tests," he whispered. "I'm ready." I told Michelle. She brushed it off. "Corporate's watching this one closely. Don't interfere." I checked the internal camera logs. All footage of the demo pod from the last week? Gone. Replaced with static. I started receiving text messages from a number with no contact ID. "Are you satisfied with your role? Flavor is truth. You've been selected." I deleted them, but they came back. Sometimes as whispers through the overhead speakers. Then the inventory reports changed. Instead of names, our crew was listed as units. Unit 112, consumed. Unit 118, reassigned to process. Darnell didn't show up for shift. Luis disappeared during lunch. HR said they'd been relocated. I checked the demo pod schedule. Their names were there. Darnell, Con 4 a.m. protein disassembly batch 712. I vomited in the mop sink. I went to the freezer. Same black crates, only this time the packages were labeled. With photos, employee photos. Mine was at the top of the stack. I ran. Out the back, through the loading dock, into the cold. My car wouldn't start. My phone screen blinked to life. "We're not done with you, Eliza." The next day, my name was off the payroll, off the HR roster, erased. My apartment had a new tenant. My mailbox was sealed shut. I slept in my car that night, a county over. But in the morning, a black crate sat on the hood. Inside, one cube, still warm, still labeled Premium Cut Dane E. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I used to believe reality was stable, that who you are, where you work, and what you remember couldn't just shift. Then came Costco's new biometric system, and now I don't know if I ever existed at all. It started as a harmless upgrade. The corporate memo called it inventory reset, human resource optimization. Fancy way of saying they'd be streamlining payroll with facial recognition, AI scheduling, and automatic badge syncing. No more paper logins, our supervisor said. It knows who you are. Just show your face. I wasn't thrilled, but I didn't protest. I needed the job. And honestly, it was kind of cool, until it wasn't. The first sign was small. My locker wouldn't open. The scanner blinked red. User not recognized. Must be a glitch, the tech guy muttered, waving me through manually. The next night, my name wasn't on the shift board. New system hiccup, said Michelle. We'll fix it. I still stocked aisle 22. Still clocked out on time, but something was wrong. My coworkers stopped saying my name. Even my vest had no label. I checked the employee portal from home. No account found. I tried resetting the password. Email not recognized. I texted Luis. He replied, sorry, who is this? The next shift, my badge wouldn't scan. Michelle met me at the door, forced smile in place. Are you here for orientation? What? She looked puzzled. I haven't seen you before. My heart pounded. I've worked here 3 years, I said. She tilted her head. Not according to the system. That night, I walked the aisles alone, not working, just watching. The demo screen near the front entrance showed staff photos under the heading, Featured Employees. They were all familiar, except mine wasn't there. In its place, static. I tried clocking out manually. The kiosk said, no active shift found. Then the lights flickered, and the intercom crackled to life. Unrecognized presence in the warehouse. Please remain still. I ran. Through the bakery, through produce, through racks of toilet paper stacked like barricades. The doors wouldn't open. The exit scanner said, access denied, unsynced entity. I screamed. I hid in the break room, breathed into my hands. Everything smelled like disinfectant and burnt cheese. On the whiteboard, a list of birthdays. Mine was gone. Someone else's name was written in its place. I checked my phone. All my contacts were grayed out. Messages deleted, photos blurred. Even my reflection in the selfie cam looked off. Eyes not quite right, smile too wide. I tried to leave. Found a back door open. Ran into the night. Drove until I ran out of gas. Slept in the car. Next morning, I walked into a different Costco. Asked to speak with HR. They scanned me, paused, called security. They handed me a brochure. Considering a career with Costco? Underneath, a stock photo of a smiling employee. But it was me. Name tag, Cameron P. Now I live off-grid. No tech, no ID. But I still get emails sometimes. Empty subject lines, no sender. Inside my photo, grinning in front of a display of rotisserie chickens, captioned inventory successfully reset. Night shifts at Costco were never supposed to be exciting. That's why I took the job. After 3 years in customer service burnout hell, stocking overnight sounded perfect. No Karens, no line wrangling, just me, my playlist, and towering pallets of cereal. It was routine, quiet, and safe. Until aisle 13. It started like any other shift. I clocked in at 10:01 p.m. sharp, threw on my red vest, and joined the usual backroom huddle. Garrett joked about expired rotisserie chickens. Darnell fake snored through the safety updates. Michelle, our supervisor, pointed to my clipboard. Chelsea, you've got aisles 10 through 13 tonight. Start with 13. They're restocking holiday crap early. I groaned. Already? It's September. Corporate's got Halloween by the balls, she said. Everyone laughed. I didn't. Not because I didn't want to, but because something tugged at me when she said 13. Like deja vu. Like I'd done this exact night before. The first hour was normal. I wheeled out a pallet of skull-shaped candy jars and mechanical skeletons. The overhead lights buzzed like always, casting long shadows between the towering shelves. The whole place smelled like rubber and plastic wrap. Aisle 13 was unusually cold. I pulled my hoodie tighter. The first cart of merch went up without issue. The second cart, that's when things got weird. I walked to the end of the aisle to restack a fallen box. When I turned back, my cart was gone. I froze. It hadn't made a sound. No wheels, no clatter, just vanished. "Garrett?" I called out. Nothing. The overhead music cut off mid-song. The silence was deafening. I jogged back toward the break room, or tried to. The aisle seemed longer, much longer. Every step echoed. The shelves loomed higher, labels blurred. I ran, turned a corner, came back to the same spot. Same box, same floor scuff, same damn skull jar with a crack in its teeth. I took out my phone. No service. The screen flashed briefly, a pop-up I didn't recognize. Recalibrating pathway. Please wait. I blinked. The screen went black. I heard wheels. A cart. I followed the sound. Turned right. Saw my cart. Half-stocked. Sitting perfectly aligned against the shelf. Relieved, I walked toward it, then stopped. My vest, folded neatly on the shelf, but I was still wearing mine, and the name tag said, Chelsea M. Shift ended 3:06 a.m. The current time was 12:17 a.m. I backed away, ran. Everything looked the same, every aisle, every sign, even the trash on the floor repeated, same gum wrapper, same torn flyer. I saw a figure up ahead, red vest, ponytail, clipboard. I ran to her. "Michelle," I yelled. She turned. It was me, but older, eyes sunken, skin pale and dry like paper. She opened her mouth to speak, and moths poured out. I screamed, ran. Found myself in the freezer section, though I never turned. Rows of silent meats, all vacuum-packed and labeled with my name. Chelsea Moran, Skunum 1313. The packages pulsed. My face stared up from the frost. Eyes open, mouth moving, but silent. The lights flickered. A robotic voice came over the intercom. "Resetting user environment. Stay calm." The world around me shuddered like bad video buffering. The shelves pixelated. My limbs twitched. I heard my own voice whisper, "You've been here before." I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I was clocking in, 10:01 p.m. Michelle handed me my clipboard. "Chelsea, you've got aisles 10 through 13 tonight. Start with 13. Everyone laughed. I didn't, because I knew I'd done this before. It's been weeks now, at least I think. Every night I wake up in the locker room. Every night I stalk aisle 13. Every night I loop. I've stopped trying to escape. Now I just watch the footage. Security cams show every version of me, stalking, walking, screaming, disappearing. Dozens of me, hundreds. I leave notes on the shelves for the next version. Don't trust the cart. The path is not real. Unplug the calibration unit. But it never works. We all forget. We always do. Because aisle 13 never ends. And eventually, neither do we. The thing about Costco is it's reliable. The shelves are always full. The price tags never move. The freezer section is a breath of cold death after a long shift. And no matter how weird your day gets, the return policy stays the same, no questions asked. It's the kind of place you can work when you need routine. Predictability. Safety. That's why I took the night shift after I lost her. It started small. A red return slip left at register 4. Time-stamped 2:16 a.m. The same time I was scrubbing the bakery floor. I asked around. Nobody had run returns that night. And the cameras? Static. The item listed was vague. 1X recalled perishable. No barcode, no SKU, no customer signature. I tossed it in the trash. But the next night, another one appeared. Same time, same line. I started paying attention, reviewing footage frame by frame. At 2:16 a.m., the security feed flickered. For half a second, just before the cameras cut out, a figure, elderly, long gray coat, holding a plastic bag. She didn't move like she belonged there. She moved like she knew every inch of the place. It didn't hit me at first, not until the third night. When I found the bag, it sat behind the returns counter. Damp, milky white stains pooled beneath it. Inside, an open container of chicken salad and an old receipt, curled and faded, dated 4 years ago. Sold by N. Green to M. Green. My mother, she died 6 months before I got the job. Car accident. I wasn't there. I missed her call that morning. And now her name was back in the system, requesting a return. I told Michelle. She chalked it up to a system glitch. You need rest, she said. But I couldn't sleep. That night, I stayed past shift end, hid in the paper towel aisle, and waited. At exactly 2:16 a.m., the store went quiet. Even the freezer stopped humming, the lights dimmed, and she walked in, just like the flicker. Hair pulled into the same low bun she always wore, same purse, same limp. She shuffled to register 4, placed a bag on the counter, then turned and looked straight at me. I couldn't breathe. My legs locked. She spoke without moving her lips. You forgot something. I approached slowly, tears blurring my vision. Mom? She tilted her head, held out a receipt. My signature was on it, but I'd never signed it. I picked up the bag. Inside, not chicken salad, something else. Pink, wet, pulsing. It beat like a heart, and when I touched it, pain. My chest clenched, memories flooded in. The call I missed, the guilt I buried, the last voicemail I never listened to. I forgive you. She was gone. The lights returned. The store resumed its hum. Only the bag remained. I threw it out, but every night since, the returns come back. Same time, same line. Sometimes the items are hers, sometimes they're mine. Last week a new slip appeared. Time-stamped 1 week in the future. Item, 1X heart, broken unused. Tonight's the date. I'm here alone, waiting, and when the register lights up, I see myself walking in. Older, colder, holding that same bag. I smile at me and whisper, no questions asked. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe.